the angels and demons have been getting on surprisingly well over the course of the summer. Many blamed the weather, many blamed just a general sense of bonhomie. But either way, these two groups, so often considered enemies, were considering a holiday together.
To the moon. Almond Moon. They heard it was beautiful, and Ryanair were now flying there. They booked their tickets online,
and then realised that they don't actually fly directly to Almond Moon, but a planet 2,000 light years away, and you get a shuttle bus from the planet to Almond Moon. But the shuttle bus wasn't expensive, so all in,
it cost about €45. But there were intergalactic charges, unfortunately, of €10 for extra baggage in their spacesuit. But however, they set off from Cape Canaveral to the
planet where they were going, Almond Moon. As they were about to land down on the planet that was 2,000 light years away from Almond Moon, they noticed something very strange. It was a man
charging for taxes upon entrance to the planet and exit from the planet. This was not necessarily common practice where angels and demons were from, namely heaven and hell, respectively. But they supposed when in Rome,
we might as well do as the Romans, even though they were actually on a distant moon, which surprisingly seemed like Rome because of the architecture, which is mostly neo-Gothic, and some examples of medieval
Georgian styles. So anyway, they set off, the angels and the demons, on this conference trip towards the Almond Moon, when suddenly, around the corner,
there was another man who was charging more money. Corner tax! The angels and demons had never heard of corner tax.
But they made the corner, so they paid the tax.
They were not looking forward to the roundabout up ahead. They felt they might get stung again and decided to take a different way to get to Almond Moon.
So they went through a small laneway. But unfortunately, there was a man there who was charging small laneway taxes.
After they paid the small taxes, a mother jumped out. His name was Michael. He was wearing a name tag and he had a space
suit behind the name tag. The lead demon was named Brobdingnag. The lead angel was named Lilliput.
Bert. Lilliput and Brobdingnag
were not happy about having to pay the mugger tax, which the man was now demanding of them in this laneway.
And they suddenly realised that they were actually powerful enough to just kill all these people.
Stone dead. Which they did, quite frankly, and that was a move embraced by the population
of the planet. The shuttle bus was ready, and so were they. So they hopped on board with
their bags and baggages and their hooks and
crooks and like
such.
Okay, loads of interesting things happen there. They're getting charged a lot of taxes. It's today's climate. Not too strange. But so we're going to move it on to chapter. We're going to pick between number and 10. Give me a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Give me a number between 1 and 10. 8. So we're going to move it on to chapter 8. Loads of stuff has happened between angel demons and they're on Almond Moon now. And whatever's happening. Here we go. Give it up for this 8th chapter of Almond Moon.
I do, said Lillibert, and they were married. The rings were on each fingers as they glided down the aisle in Almond Moon.
Just at the end of the aisle, however, a small dwarf came out of a little hut that was at the top of the church. He was very surprised by this, and the dwarf was pretty
surprised as well. It was quite uncommon for people to get married on Almond Moon, the dwarf thought, and he was not particularly happy about it. He decided he would put an end to these
things and charge them marriage tax. So, just married as they were, they took money out of their pockets and gave it to the small dwarf.
And he said, right demon, right angel,
give me the money.
Or else. But the demons and the angel went, or else what? We're demons and angel.
You little dwarf, we could crucify you right
now. But we're not gonna, because we were just married and we feel pretty good. So they gave him the money and he
went off. So they two went down the aisle together, and just outside the church, people were throwing confetti. It was a beautiful summer's day, but something was awry.
Something was very awry.
Somebody threw a dead bird at them.
Once extinct on many other planets, the albatross still live freely on Almond.
Very good. Okay, so we're going to hit the final chapter. Give us a number between 20 and 30. It's a very short book.
30.
30. Okay. Very good. Here we are, the final chapter of Angels and Demons on Almond Moon!
After 3 months on Almond Moon, they were starting to get tired of it, tired of all the tax paying, tired of getting ripped off by little dwarves. They'd enjoyed their time here, but
Now it was time to go. They wanted to go back, but Ryanair hadn't
return flights organised for this particular month. And they realised the only way to get away was to threaten to destroy Ryanair and
the Aer Lingus as well. Just thought, you know what, we're taking them down, let's take you down too. Everyone was in agreement, especially the little
dwarf, who happened to be a particular hater of Ryanair because they made him stow himself away up in the
and he wasn't ready for it. He was claustrophobic and quite frankly
disgusted at getting bashed around when they had the typical Ryanair bumpy landings, and he'd always end up with
a bruise on his face. He was moved during the flight.
He was moved up to the cockpit. There was a seat there in one of those netting things to keep him quiet. And then he committed an act of terrorism.
Twice. The first time was for a point and the second time was for the
crack cocaine which he had tried to supply to the other passengers, much to the disgust of
everyone else.
Except the drug dealers at the
back. Anyway, months had passed and now they were back in
Angels and Demons land, heaven and hell respectively, as they reflected upon their time
over in Jupiter and the other planets that
and they would make a movie out of it.
What colour did they dye?
What colour?
What colour did they dye?
Red.